What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to my video. I am Infinity43 and I'd like to lodge a complaint to Ubisoft for docking all of my Abstergo points. I don't know what happened to them. I took a break from playing online for about 2 weeks for no reason other than circumstance. I just wasn't able to for a while, and when I came back, all my points gone. So thank you, Ubisoft. Thank you for taking a giant dump on all of my hard work to get high up in the rankings.
Your objective is to find and kill.
So we're playing
targets.
Deathmatch
Avoid being killed
on
by
the
other
Boston
players.
North End map. I'm playing as the sharpshooter, and I've got a new ability set that I'm using for this match. I've got decoy and bodyguard, and then I have the knives just so that I have something that I'm still familiar with. And the aim is to confuse and misdirect my fellow players. So let's try it, shall we? There goes my decoy, and they're all gonna fall for it. So I'll take an easy kill
First blood.
and score some Leo points. And first blood, so not a bad start to the game. That should totally have been a stun. That's just not fair. Don't you just hate that? When you're halfway through a kill or a stun and you get kicked out of it for some reason. Like, I was about to smack him in the back. How did I lose that stun? I don't know. So this ability set, I've only used it about 2 or 3 times now, and if you watched the last video I uploaded a couple of weeks ago, in that video I spoke about my desire to get more comfortable with as many of the abilities as possible, because I felt that I couldn't really win games against some of the better opponents if I wasn't able to change up my abilities. So in that video I explored the knives. I took out the pistol, which I was using most of the time, and I put the knives in, and I looked at what it can do and how to use it. I had hoped that this video would be a sort of second episode in that, if you will, a sort of follow-up match in which I would then look at decoy and bodyguard and how to use them and some tips and what I learned trying to play with it. I was hoping that this match would be that match. It didn't quite work out, unfortunately. I'm still relatively new to it, and it wasn't perfect, but there's still some tips to learn from the match, and it was fun to play, so I thought I'd share it anyway. And this lady's creeping and I don't like it. Have a knife. Oh, damn it. Well, that didn't quite end the way I was hoping it would. Stuns aren't going my way in this match so far. Hopefully that will change. So this map, the Boston North End, I haven't seen a lot of gameplay on this map online. I haven't watched everything. There's so much Assassin's Creed on YouTube, but the guys that I watch, I actually haven't seen any matches played on this map. Oh, sewer. See, now I didn't get that. She came flying down from the tree. I was mashing X. I'm right next to her. Nothing. Not even a contested kill. I mean, I should have got something for that at least. You know, just something. Contested kill, something. Anyhow. 3 pursuers, decoy, go. Yes, lures, there they are. As you can see, decoy is pretty effective at picking up lures.
You have been stunned.
Now this is bad news, because I know there's a man up there who's my pursuer, and in a couple of seconds he's going to be able to kill me, and that's what he's going to do. That was almost like an exact copy of what happened 20 seconds before. So at this point you can imagine I'm getting really irritated. I've switched my ability set back to one that I'm used to, smoke bomb, morph and knives, and I did this basically. This will be my first sort of tip for you for the day. When you're playing a game like Assassin's Creed, don't be afraid to change your approach or your strategy depending on what's going on around you. I could have stuck with the same ability set, but clearly it wasn't really working. I didn't really have defense mechanisms in place, so I needed to change something, and that's what I decided to do. So my thinking here is grab an ability set that I'm comfortable with, build up some points, and when I've got a bit of a cushion, go back to the other ability set and experiment a little bit further. Because at the end of the day, it's all about winning matches. Even when you're experimenting with some ability sets and things, you still want to win matches, and I don't want to lose this match. Now, as is usually the case with the videos that I upload, I like to talk about something specific and give some tips and advice on a subject. And today I'd like to speak about the Animus Hack Streak. I've noticed in the games that I've played and speaking to friends and so on that not a lot of people know what the Animus Hack is, or they know what it is but they don't quite understand it and how to use it. So I want to give you some step-by-step advice on what it is, how to use it, and how to hide from it when one of the other players have it. So let's go through it a bit by bit. Now, the Animus Hack is probably, well, it's definitely one of the most powerful weapons in the game. You essentially become Zeus in the Animus world, and you can strike down anybody, NPC or human opponent alike, with computer lightning, for lack of a better word. There's not much that anybody can do to stop it. It's pretty powerful, but it's not the easiest thing to activate. So this is how the Animus Hack works. In order to activate Animus Hack, you need to get a combination of 8 kills or stuns in a row without dying. So that can be any combination. As long as you build up 8 without dying, you then activate Animus Hack. And in the bottom left, next to your abilities, there's a little icon that will show you each time. There you see it just came up. There's a little icon, and that shows you how many of those 8 you've already got. Now, as you can imagine, the difficult thing about this is staying alive long enough to get 8 kills or stuns. If you're running around like a madman, it's pretty difficult, and what normally happens is when you die, it's going to reset to 0, so that makes it quite tough. So to get around that, I recommend the perk called Kill Buffer. Now what Kill Buffer does is, instead of resetting your count to 0 when you die, it will only subtract 1. So here's a case study. For example, you get 2 kills and a stun. You've got 3 out of the 8 that you need, and then somebody stuns or kills you. Normally your count will then reset to 0 and you've got to start again. With Kill Buffer, if you have 3 and somebody stuns or kills you, it's only going to reset 1 backwards, so down to 2. So this is a easy way to prevent yourself from constantly having to start again. And as you can see, I've just activated Animus Hack when I got my 8, and I'm just ripping everybody apart. Now, my advice to you if you're wanting to use Animus Hack in your ability setting is to play slow and methodical. Remember, you want to die as little as possible so that you can build up your 8 kills. Running around like a madman drawing attention to yourself is not going to help. You want to take it slow. Also bear in mind that when you do activate Animus Hack, it's going to give you massive amounts of points. You can easily get between 2,006 and even 7,000 points if you just keep nailing people. So it's very powerful, and you don't need to rush. If you take your time and you build up to the point that you can get Animus Hack, the payback, the reward that you'll get will be more than enough for the slow gameplay that you played before that.
Contested kill.
If I can use my personal setup as an example, I use Animus Hack on nearly all of the ability sets that I have because I think it's the most powerful tool out of any of those perks. I then have the Kill Buffer so that I only lose 1 every time I die, and I have Blender, which I spoke about in a previous video, which will make one NPC in any blend group look like me when I join the group. So I'm using Blender as a defensive technique. These days I'm using knives a lot more than pistol because they can be defensive and offensive. So I use those things to stay alive. I play very slowly, and I look for opportunities to kill my targets, and I try and stay alive against my pursuers. And once I've got the 8, I get the reward for that, which is lots of points and first place. Now on the flip side of that, if you're playing a match and one of the other players gets Animus Hack, that woman's announcement voice comes on and tells all the other players that Animus has been hacked. And when you hear that, your number 1 priority is to hide. There's very little that you can do against that player unless they are your target. You can't really do anything to stop them, and all they need to do is see who you are and target you and press X and you're dead. So if another player gets Animus Hack, hide. Find a bench, find a blend group, climb in the group, and stay there for about half a minute to 45 seconds, long enough that you are certain the Animus Hack has passed. don't walk around or jump around like normal, because there really is nothing that you can do against it. Okay, so match is almost over. As you can see, I've switched back to decoy and bodyguard ability set. I don't even think I used bodyguard once in this match. I have very little idea of how it works. I do still intend to upload a video where I use these abilities properly, and hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. This one unfortunately wasn't that video, but they're definitely effective. Decoy is definitely effective at getting some lures and some extra points, so I'm going to explore it more. Time's almost up. 150 points to get 7,000. Maybe I can find my targets anywhere. No, instead I'm going to die.
You have finished
The most anticlimactic way to finish any match. "13 kills, 7 deaths, and a healthy dose of kick your ass thanks to the Animus hack." I hope it's been entertaining and maybe you've learned something. Please feel free to do anything you want, comment, rate, subscribe, whatever. And I'll chat to you soon again. I'm Infinity43, and you have a good day.